Newsflash. 3-mana rocks are good, actually. Wild statement, I know. Laser Screwdriver is a 3-mana artifact which taps for a mana of any colour, and then for 1 and tap, taps an artifact, 2 and tap, surveils 1, and 3 and tap, goads a creature. Wow, that's a lot of effects. And yes, this is an evil version of Sonic Screwdriver, hence the mirrored effects. And like with the other Screwdriver, this card is certainly no slouch. Just the sheer utility of having 3 extra effects on a mana rock is insane. And frankly, it would be even if the effects were just small and mostly insignificant. But here's the thing, they aren't. Yeah, sure, tapping an artifact is niche, I do admit that. It primarily gets used to cut an opponent off of mana, or attacks with an artifact creature, or just to turn off cards like Howling Mine. But the other two? They are significantly more applicable across the board. With the Surveil, just having card selection and top deck fixing on your mana rock is kind of incredible. It means the opportunity cost of including a contingency for when you're in top deck mode is nigh on 0, which is perfect as it's a situation which you're not in very often and shouldn't be planning for in deck building, but which does require tools to effectively get out of, which an include of Laser Screwdriver toes the line of just nicely, as it is one of those tools, one of those answers. But it also isn't a deck building concession. And honestly, it's also just great to have as an option if you've got a couple of mana lying around. Holding up that Beast Within, or that Disallow, but you didn't need to use it? Well, slam a Surveil on the last player's end step before your turn with this bad boy, and sort the top of your deck, ready for your next draw step. And hey, it's even Surveil, which gives it that little bit of extra utility in grave-centric decks. It's amazing. But then we have the pièce de résistance, the goad effect. This may seem innocuous on first glance, but let me tell you, it has won me games before. Turns out just a singular goad can be really good. As it happens, making sure that an opponent's huge Voltron creature doesn't attack you and instead possibly takes a different opponent out of the game can be a little bit strong. And indeed, forcing an opponent's small utility creature to slam into a wall of blockers on a different player's board can also be unbelievably useful. And the best part? With it just being an effect stapled onto one of your mana rocks, people forget that it's there, and thus it can become an absolute blowout when it's relevant. As a general rule, I find that people don't pay attention to other folks' mana rocks that much, unless they're basically great hinged here. So having that quite powerful combat-altering effect hidden in plain sight can legitimately turn the tides of a game, while also usually getting a good reaction since it's been right there the entire time. And now, don't get me wrong, this isn't like game warping or amazing or God's gift to Magic the Gathering or anything. It does still essentially cost 4 mana, it only hits 1 creature, and it does target, so it's affected by the hexproof family, and like frankly, it just often doesn't come up. But in the game states where having a combat trick or a pseudo fog would make a big difference, which are more numerous than one would expect, being able to pull the goad out of your pocket is really, really useful. And again, the opportunity cost is basically 0. You're already going to be playing mana rocks, and like the only difference between a Screwdriver and a Signet is 1 mana, which, for the addition of not just the goad, but the Surveil and the artifact tap as well, is, in my opinion, very worth it. And that's the thing, really, isn't it? It's a 3-mana rock, and thus to a certain subset of players, it's unusable trash. And frankly, I hate that attitude. A lot of folks are infected with what I call optimization poisoning. The attitude that you must play the best possible version of everything, otherwise it is completely unplayable. For competitive formats, sure, that's kind of what you need to do, go ahead. However, when you're playing Commander, it's a casual format. Don't get me wrong, I love me a Signet or a Talisman as much as the next guy, but sometimes you do have to take a step back, smell the roses, take a chill pill, put down the star compass, and sleeve up a Midnight Clock or a Wander the World Soul, or indeed, a Laser Screwdriver. This is a format which is designed so you can have fun, so why not play the mana rocks with the fun extra effects? Now, I'm not so sure that the Screwdriver twins are at the top of the pile for 3-mana rocks, but frankly, it doesn't matter, because they are great, and people have realised that with Sonic. So now hopefully it's Laser's turn. This card is a brilliant piece of all-round utility, neatly packaged into one little rock, which, no matter the deck you pop it in, it will help you out in multiple different ways.